Tonight, new developments in a deadly head-on crash. Police suspect the surviving driver may have been drunk. Health records getting a digital upgrade. Details of the province's work to streamline the system. Plus, hockey highlights. Sens return home and pull off a win. Good evening. New information tonight about a deadly crash in the West End. We have confirmation that the woman who died is a Health Canada security contractor, and earlier today, police laid impaired driving charges against the man who survived the head-on collision. It happened on Carling Avenue near Ullswater Drive around 7:15 last night. CTV's Katie Griffin has more.
This is the aftermath of a deadly head-on crash police say was caused by an alleged impaired driver.
The officers on scene suspected that the driver had alcohol in their body. They made a roadside demand, and that driver failed the roadside and therefore was arrested.
Emergency crews responded to the collision on Carling Avenue just after 7 o'clock Wednesday night. A 52-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene. 31-year-old Vicente Ramos has been charged with impaired operation of a vehicle causing death and dangerous operation causing death. None of the allegations have been tested in court. Ottawa police say 139 people have been charged with impaired driving offences in the first 2 months of the year.
It's a reminder of just how dangerous it is to drink and drive and how foolish it is. And quite frankly, in the city, how unnecessary it is.
Valerie Keys is the president of the Ottawa chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
This is so unnecessary. It's a heartbreak for a family. It's a long-term heartbreak. It just won't be over by the time the court case is finished.
Impaired driving is preventable. You can take an Uber, you can take a taxi, you can call a friend. Some people say, well, a taxi, it's $50, $60, but let's just compare $60 versus a life. It's not even comparable.
From MAD, a clear message.
Don't do it. There's no excuse for it.
Katie Griffin, CTV News.
Also, police say 2 other people are facing impaired driving charges in our region. An Ottawa man was stopped for speeding on Highway 417 near Eagleson yesterday afternoon. OPP say they found open liquor in the vehicle. The man was brought to the police detachment for further testing and was then charged with impaired driving. And a 33-year-old driver is facing impaired charges after he was found by police asleep at the wheel last week. Officers spotted the vehicle idling on the shoulder of Highway 15 near Lyndhurst. Police say he fled the scene but was stopped again a short time later. In other news, if you are getting behind the wheel tonight, be mindful parts of our region are under a special weather statement. Environment Canada expects significant snowfall amounts could impact road conditions. Here's CTV's Jackie Perez with our first check on weather.
Well, Friday is the first day of spring, but it does not look like this, especially while we have a special weather statement in effect. Yes, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow, really, for most of our Friday. There's a snow squall warning as well for parts of western Quebec, so keeping a very close eye on this. This gives you an idea of when we could likely see the brunt of this storm moving through. This is just after 10 o'clock. Again, 5 to 10 centimeters. Pay attention around the noon hour for Kingston, a mix of freezing rain, perhaps some isolated thunderstorms as well. We are keeping a close eye on this as we carry into our Friday, but tomorrow's daytime high much milder at 1 degree. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Ottawa's ramping up to possibly test bus-only lanes on Bank Street in the Glebe neighborhood. The move comes as the city explores ways to improve transit in the busy corridor. If the pilot project goes ahead, it would see bus-only lanes northbound on Bank Street between Homewood Avenue and Pretoria during the morning rush, and a bus-only lane southbound on Bank Street between Powell Avenue and Homewood Avenue in the afternoon. Here's a report from CTV's Natalie Van Roy.
3-hour bus-only lanes could be coming to this stretch of Bank Street in the Glebe.
It is desperately needed. The traffic up and down Bank Street has just gotten even worse and worse.
Something residents have mixed opinions on.
Get rid of the cars because it's all drive-through traffic, and we need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, functioning bus lanes.
I see buses going up and down Bank Street all day, every day, double-decker buses, elongated buses with nobody on them.
City staff are recommending a 15-month pilot project which would see bus-only lanes on certain sections of Bank Street during the morning and afternoon rush hours, and permanent bus-only lanes on shorter portions of the street.
People can't park anywhere hardly anymore. I feel like I don't have any parking left for my clientele because parking is at such a low.
The proposal sparking concern for businesses like the Acorn Early Learning Center. Owner Joanne Saunders says the most challenging times of day are within the proposed 3-hour windows.
We're always urging our parents to come in, pick up really fast, and then leave. Also managing, we try to help the business that's out in this area here.
They're asking for improvements to bus lanes on Bank Street.
But the Centertown Community Association is in favor of the idea, saying even more bus lanes are needed.
We would really like to see those bus lanes improved and ultimately expanded into Centertown. We really think, considering the transit crisis right now in Ottawa, that bus lanes are really a great way to speed up transit and to reduce costs.
The report will be presented to a city committee at the end of the month, where councillors will debate the idea. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
The province is working to update its medical record system, and it's all part of an effort to improve primary care for patients across Ontario. CTV's Siobhan Morris has the details.
It's the sound of each visit to a new doctor, answers to all the questions you've been asked as a patient before. The province wants to end all that.
Advancing a new province-wide primary care medical record system.
Most doctors are using some version of digital systems, but they don't always connect, complicating sharing test results, allergies, and your health history.
When that information is missing, it can not only lead to safety risks, but it can also lead to unnecessary repeat tests and delays in care.
If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. The Liberals started the ball rolling on a digital health system, e-health, in the early aughts. By 2009, $1 billion was out the door with little to show for it, and the then health minister was forced to resign. By 2016, Ontario had spent $8 billion on digital records. Well, the current health minister hopes to avoid those blunders through a market sounding exercise.
It's really talking to vendors who are interested in working in the space. So do you have the capacity to do this work? Show us what that would look like and how do they talk together when we have multiple systems.
The Liberal health critic and former ER doctor skeptical after a data breach at Ontario Health at Home.
We are still reeling from the fact that this government was shaken down by criminals for a ransom that was paid with taxpayer dollars. And the government is now asking us to trust them again.
This process is really just beginning. There's no timeline to bring this digital record system online and no price tag attached to it.
There is new money coming for primary care in the provincial budget next week.
An additional $325 million to further expand primary care and connect everyone in Ontario to a family doctor or primary care team by 2029.
While the opposition says that's an admirable goal.
What happens when your family doctor retires or closes their practice or moves somewhere else?
Lennox wants a plan to keep patients attached to doctors.
Not just, one time so we can announce it before an election year.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The Ottawa Senators returning home to pull off an exciting win with just seconds left in the final period.
Rings it around for Spitz. Jordan Spitz. Long wrist shot. Bounces back in front on the line. Tkachuk scores.
11 seconds left on the clock, and Captain Brady Tkachuk scores a goal that would give Ottawa the win over the New York Islanders. Fans commenting online saying Brady started the game and Brady ended the game. The final score, 3-2 for Ottawa. Playoff hope is still alive for the Sens as they get ready to take on the Leafs in a Battle of Ontario game this Saturday. It's happening here at home. Puck drop is 7 p.m.
They are focusing more like sending solar panels because this is one of the best ways to, find energy, solar energy, right?
Coming up, Ottawa locals raising money for Cuba, the island nation in crisis as fuel runs low and the energy grid gets overrun.
You're watching CTV News at 11:30 with Stefan Keys.
Pure Country 94. Texas, I can tell.
Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It's -2 out there right now, feeling slightly chillier with the wind. And Jackie's back with a closer look at the forecast. The first day of spring, not escaping winter weather. Jackie.
Well, these overnight conditions going to be much clearer than what we saw earlier today. -5 is the overnight, partly cloudy skies, but then tomorrow a different story. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow anticipated. Again, a special weather statement in effect. The daytime high will be about 1 degree, and tonight's lows across eastern Ontario in terms of temperature looking around -5, -6 degrees for the Seaway, -7 for the Valley. Clear skies for parts of the Montreal-Mont-Tremblant area, but partly cloudy skies for us here in eastern Ontario. Tomorrow's daytime highs are really hovering around the freezing mark between -1 and 1 degree as well. Keeping a close eye at Gatineau and Ottawa, sitting around -2. So again, a reminder that the flurries are going to be making its way in the heavy snow into Friday, most of Friday. Saturday, though, it is likely going to clear up. We might see a little bit of some flurries moving through Saturday morning, but for the most part, the bulk of the snow will be on Friday. Now here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Saturday, the warmest day, 6 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, but Sunday, yeah, we could see the return of some rain showers moving in and perhaps a little bit of flurries. Temperatures will hover around the freezing mark, a little dip in temperature, -11 Monday going into Tuesday. But again, it doesn't feel like the first week of spring at all. It won't be until Wednesday that we could see the return of some sunshine.
Well, a country well known for its sunshine is feeling fairly dark these days. Cuba has been in crisis since U.S. action on Venezuela also meant stopping the shipment of fuel from flowing into the island nation. Now, Cuban-Canadians living here in Ottawa are stepping up to help as they face blackouts and shortages of food. CTV's Caitlin Wilson tells us more.
When the lights turn on and the music starts, Joaquin Pineda says it takes him back to his Cuban roots.
Since we're like very little kids, we are just constantly listening to music. Dancing is a big culture from my country.
And while he teaches here in Ottawa, his family in Cuba is living without essentials like power and water.
I send money on a regular basis, but the thing is, like my brothers say, like, yes, I have money right now, but I have nothing to buy with this money because there is no trucks coming to the store to bring food.
Cuba is facing a deepening energy crisis as fuel shortages, U.S. sanctions, and an aging power grid continue to cripple the island. In recent days, widespread blackouts have left millions without electricity, cutting off access to food and water and medical supplies.
They keep telling me how it's getting worse, and they don't know, as well as I really don't know, where things will go from here.
Now he's using that same music to raise awareness, hosting a fundraiser at his studio, Pure Havana, last weekend, raising more than $1,600 for Ottawa-Cuba connections.
It's basically a volunteer organization. Now they're focusing more like sending solar panels, because this is one of the best ways to, find energy, solar energy.
International aid is also starting to arrive, including medical supplies and equipment aimed at restoring basic services.
That's really, we're talking about solar-powered medical equipment, for example, right, to get the water system operational again for the most affected population. So some really essential life-saving humanitarian assistance is the focus of the Red Cross.
But here on this dance floor, every step is about giving back. Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Those Nordic countries, they have a style of living, they're happy.
Coming up, they say you can't buy happiness, but something is costing Canadians theirs. The latest happiness report has a country taking a significant slide in the ranks.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
This is your United Way Minute.
Second Stage Housing Program is a transitional housing program at Lanark County Interval House that aims to support women for up to 18 months after leaving an abusive situation.
From day one, felt accepted, felt heard and validated within my concerns, within my family situation and the abuse that I was enduring. My son and I entered the program with 2 suitcases, one for him, one for me. Having access to safety, security, and affordable housing really made a huge difference for me.
The United Way allows the Second Stage Housing Program to be present in Lanark County. This allows women and children to get a stepping stone to their future, and without the United Way, we wouldn't have that for them.
The mental focus that I put towards healing myself in this program was huge. I'm mentally stronger moving forward for sure.
Help provide safety, security, and a bright future for families in rural communities. Donate today at unitedwayeo.ca or call 613-228-6700.
We used to be ranked 5th in the world, but over the years, Canada's place on the World Happiness Report has continued to slide. Now we're in 25th place. CTV's Peter Sperling takes a look at why.
Fun with family outside, a recipe for happiness.
It makes me happy that I get to skate with my grandma.
10-year-old Baron choosing skating over screen time.
It's really fun that I get to go outside and I'm not staying inside playing video games because it gets boring after a while.
Researchers are looking at whether heavy social media use among youth is impacting well-being as Canada's ranking on the World Happiness Report continues to decline.
So the reason why we see Canada and North America more generally slip down the ranking is in fact mostly driven by the drop in youth well-being.
Canada slipped to 25th place after coming in 18th last year, finishing behind the 23rd ranked United States.
And this is also the focus of this year's report, where we look into the role that social media might be playing in that decline.
It's 10 hours and 10 minutes.
Trina Chu, an Algonquin College student, says she spends more than 10 hours a day on average on her phone and says it does impact her happiness.
I tend to doom scroll too, kind of boost up my serotonin and my dopamine.
It's something experts at CHEO are also noticing.
Before screens ever came along, people seemed to be happier and people connected with that which they really needed.
But if Canada's in 25th place for happiness, who is in first?
So I'm from Finland, and we're the first in the world.
The report finds Finland is the happiest country in the world.
There are more saunas in Finland than cars. I think the foundation of our happiness is built on strong social systems, but also on the culture of well-being.
A ranking not surprising for some.
Those Nordic countries, they have a style of living, they're happy.
Finland, I could see that too. But I think we should have been a lot higher.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Every year in Canada, millions of birds die by crashing into the glass on the outside of buildings. And now that spring is just around the corner, a few hours from now, Safe Wings Ottawa wants you to know how you can help prevent this. And we want to warn you, the display and our footage does show birds that are not alive. In the capital, they estimate 250,000 birds are lost every year to collisions. Many believe high-rises are to blame, but 99% of crashes involve low-rise buildings and residential homes.
There are easy solutions, putting markers on windows, using the windows judiciously, closing your curtains at night, not having your plants right up against the curtains. So everybody can help out. Even if they just treat one window where they know birds have hit, they can help save a bunch of lives, which is going to be good for the environment and the earth.
Safe Wings Ottawa has been holding this annual event for more than a decade.
They were really pushing me and, yes, frightening me into thinking that something devastating would happen.
Still to come, aggressive contractors, why police in Ontario are worried about an uptick.
Every year, an average of 500 children and youth are in cancer treatment at CHEO. Join CTV and Move 100 as we support oncology patients and their families at CHEO by participating in the CN Cycle for CHEO on Sunday, May 3rd. The routes start and finish at the Canadian War Museum with a 15, 35, 70K, the CN Century Ride, 2 and 5K walk. Get active with a group of friends, family, or a team of colleagues. For more information, visit cncycle.ca.
Scammers typically go door to door in the spring trying to convince residents their homes need repairs or renovations. But there were so many cases of fraud over the winter that police in Ontario are now issuing warnings about aggressive contractors. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Colleen McMichael says contractors came to her door and offered a free roof inspection. They claimed her home was in such poor shape, her roof was about to collapse. She spent almost $50,000 on shoddy repairs.
They were really pushing me and, yes, frightening me into thinking that something devastating would happen to the roof and to my house if I didn't take care of it.
Someone also knocked on Leslie Bentley's door offering a free inspection. He claimed her roof was in terrible shape and about to cave in. The scammer charged her $7,000 and tried to get her to pay $27,000 more.
I think I started to cry. I was really upset.
Hamilton police issued a warning saying be careful if someone unexpectedly knocks on your door.
If it's a real good contractor, they're going to be booked up during this part of the year especially. So if they just happen to be in your area and they want to help you out with your house, be wary of that.
Warning signs of renovation scams include unsolicited door-to-door offers, sudden price increases once work begins, high-pressure sales tactics, unmarked vehicles and mismatched company names, and poor quality rushed unfinished work. In the roofing scam, the contractor may actually wreck your roof to convince you it needs repairs.
They'll come down and show you pictures of what you're actually dealing with, and they deceive you. They make you think that that's how your home actually is, but they've actually caused the damage, and they're the ones that want the work.
To protect yourself from scams, get multiple estimates, research the company, avoid large upfront payments, don't pay in full until the job is completed, get a written contract, and take your time. Police say as the warm weather arrives, they expect driveway paving scams will begin. Fraudsters may use cheap materials, do a poor job, and then leave debris behind for the homeowners to deal with. Pat Foran, CTV News.
It's the latest blow to the confidence of small business owners. Those for whom fuel is a big budget item are seeing costs rise way beyond anticipated as gas prices continue to surge. A new report shows many owners are feeling the strain. Overall costs, the conflict in the Middle East and the rapid price jumps in fuel continue to eat into owners' profits. The CFIB report shows nearly 6 in 10 small businesses are concerned about rising energy costs, and when costs go up, something's gotta give.
As cost of transportation goes up, that means the cost of the input product is eventually passed down to the small business owner, who can only absorb it for so long until they themselves have to pass it down to their customers.
Higher operation costs for small businesses are also being offset by holding off of hiring and delaying investments. The study goes on to say Canada's small businesses aren't collapsing, but they are bracing for a tougher road ahead.
Thank you.
When we return, ice cream cones for a cause, how the sweet frozen treat raised money and awareness today.
Far side pass, and it's a early shot. He scores!
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's -2 right now. And with the final check on the weather, here's Jackie.
A mild start to the morning, -5 degrees, but it's going to feel closer to -12. And while parts of Ottawa will see some cloudy skies, we could start to see the light snow moving in. Again, the bulk of the snow happening throughout the middle of the day. 5 to 10 centimeters is anticipated for, yes, the first day of spring. It should clear by 5, 6 o'clock, where Saturday we are anticipating mainly cloudy skies.
Thanks, Jackie. Finally for us tonight, many went out of their way to buy ice cream today, knowing that the money is going to a worthy cause.
Thank you.
Dairy Queen's Free Cone Day was today. DQ Reward members can get a free small vanilla cone and get it dipped for $1. The proceeds support local children's hospitals. That is CTV News for this Thursday, March 20th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. Thanks for watching, everyone.